The topical issue in Nigeria is restructuring. Restructuring my foot. To hell with restructuring.
As a northerner, what restructuring means to you?
Nothing. Actually, as you said, it's a vague word. It doesn't have a meaning. When you say you are restructuring, what are you restructuring? What do you want?
Hello and what's up, guys? In this video, we are diving straight into the shocking truth about why the northern leaders are rejecting calls for restructuring. Remember when Nigeria's Vice President Kashim Shettima boldly said, "Restructuring my foot, to hell with restructuring"? Well, that statement didn't come out of nowhere. It reflects the mindset of many northern leaders who benefit from the current system. Just recently, another northern leader was asked by a journalist, "What does restructuring means to you?" His response, "Nothing. It is just a verb. It has no meaning. What exactly do we even want?" And there lies the real problem. The North has ruled Nigeria for decades. Their state receives huge monthly allocation from Niger Delta oil money. Yet they contribute almost nothing to the economy. Why? Because the system favors them. The more power they hold, the less incentive they have to change anything. Even Wole Soyinka once said, "It is madness to think Nigeria will work." And Professor Pat Utomi agrees. He says many northern politicians fear restructuring because they don't know what it means for their future. Without Nigeria's federal revenue, the North will be forced to be productive, something they have avoided for too long. But here is a big question. Can Nigeria ever move forward if one region clings to power at the expense of others? Guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I am talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thought after watching.
As a northerner, what restructuring means to you?
Nothing. Actually, as you said, it's a vague word. It doesn't have a meaning. When you say you are restructuring, what are you restructuring? What do you want? That's the problem. The problem is that we are yet to define what exactly we want. Now, if we don't identify what we want and clearly understand what we want, we can never agree. Now, tell me that, look, I want devolution of power. I want A, I want B, I want C. Is that restructuring to you? Now, to somebody, it might be different. Now, but to me personally, as I said, I don't even think it is important or necessary all this talk about restructuring. It's something that just started because of one reason or the other. Well,
now, I think this conversation, I mean, from my understanding so far, has been because there are grievances as to how development has occurred across the country. It's been claimed that some regions are more developed than the others. Some have enjoyed better federal government presence compared to the others, and that the overall well-being of the Nigerian person, of the Nigerian, is not equal in terms of income. There's income inequality, high poverty levels compared to, when you look at regions. So I'm thinking that perhaps is what has brought about. So when you say restructuring, maybe, like you said, maybe we don't know what we want, but something restructuring starts that change. That
shouldn't be a problem. This is purely a subject of political economy. As a nation, you know, one nation is more developed than another nation. One nation has more poverty than another nation. One nation is less educated than another. Now, in a nation that nations thinks to be united and developed and one single entity as a nation, it should be a problem for all the nation. Not a single problem for northern Nigeria or southern Nigeria or east. No, this is Nigeria. Now, as a Nigeria, it's a question of you give, you take. In a political economy, a system of political economy, you look at it that you have this, I have this. Now, how do we come together and build a nation? As long as we stand up and say, I am a northerner, I am a southerner, I am an easterner, I want this for my people, I want this, we are not a nation.
But it appears that is our reality. That is what we've always done.
Let's go back to history, Esther. What brought the first coup in Nigeria? It has nothing to do with corruption. There was not corruption as we call it that. It was simply that one part of the country think that I should have the president. And that this, the other country, but the section that think they should have the country, didn't have the country, the president. So they say, okay, why shouldn't we have such a coup? There was a coup, and it was agreed that that coup was a sectional coup. There shouldn't have ever been a coup in Nigeria at that time. Now, after that coup, what brought the civil war? It was not to develop Nigeria or to develop a section of Nigeria, no. Because we think that we don't want to be with you. We want to go. All this talk, now, when did we start to realize that one section is dominating another one? This is not something of today or tomorrow. We should, ask my own perspective, that we should either try to look at ourselves as Nigerians, build Nigeria where each and every Nigerian will be proud to be a Nigerian and not being proud to be a northerner or easterner or southerner.
Yes.
Or else we should decide not to be together. We should just decide each one of us go his own way. That's my point.
And some or many are of the opinion that if we are to achieve that, if we are to tell ourselves that we are Nigerians, let us move forward as Nigerians, let's move forward as one entity, equitable and all of that, then we cannot continue with the status quo. We cannot continue with the kind of leadership perhaps that we have. We cannot continue with the way the regions are being, not equally, being developed, etc. So I'm thinking, perhaps from that point of view, that angle, then we can take up the word. Because whether we like it or not,
the problem of Nigeria
is on.
The problem of Nigeria is one. The quality of leadership is poor in Nigeria. And that quality of leadership, I'm not talking only the presidency, from the grassroots, one's leadership, anywhere, the quality of our leadership is extremely poor. Extremely poor. Now, this is a nation where people start to think me first rather than the nation next. Now, we come from the minor to the bigger, rather than from the bigger perspective to the lower. The Nigerian situation is pathetic. We start from me, then my village, then my state, then my region, then my country. This is the situation we are in.
So that is an orientation.
That is the orientation. Now, there was only once or twice in this country that when I felt that people were trying to be proud that we are Nigerians. Probably you are Murtala Muhammad when he was the president of Nigeria, the military president of Nigeria. People started feeling that yes, we are Nigerians, because the leadership at that time was looking at each and everyone as Nigerian. You understand? Now after that, then we went into a situation whereby we look at leadership as a personal achievement, as something that, yes, I have arrived, yes, it is me, first before my state. Each and every person that now is aspiring to be a president or a governor or whatever in the Nigerian situation, he is not thinking of building a Nigeria. He is thinking of, yes, I was once a governor, then he's thinking next to his own people, his own locality. That is not a nation. And secondly, look at the Nigerian situation. We don't have respect for one another. No nation, and I repeat, no nation will ever progress if they don't respect one another. It's not the issue of whether you have so many, this is the population or this is the richness you have. You have to respect yourselves, respect one another. I respect you, not simply because you are from my state or from my local. You are a Nigerian, I respect you. You respect me. Once you start to talk, a talk that you look at the gown he's wearing, now then you are demonizing, you are bringing down the quality of the nation, not my one person. Nigerians, there is nothing wrong with Nigeria that we are thinking for restructuring. The fundamental problem
you don't think that we need devolution of powers for once?
I don't think.
And allowing the states to control the resources because the federal government. You don't think the federal government is burdened with carrying all of that?
It all depends on how you use the power. It all depends on how you rule. If you are going to restructure today with the same mentality, with the same people, with the same thinking, Nigeria will continue to be what it is.
So you don't think that the country will be better off if states have control over their own resources?
No, I don't think so. Now, and what is this resources of the state? Are you talking about the states don't have a resource? The resource is owned by the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Nigeria resources.
With the federal government as custodian, in court. So that is one of the challenges. They say, federal government, step out of the way. Let us have control. Let us till the ground. Let us harness this minerals and resources that we have in our soil.
Is that the biggest problem we have? Is that the only thing we are thinking of? That okay, you don't have minerals.
It's not about the fact that it's purely economics. It's all about.
It is economics. But what we are saying is that your resources and my resources can be harnessed to make Nigerians, individual Nigerians, people Nigerians, you and me, to be a better people. Now, it's not for you. Take, for instance, a state has so resources. It wants to control resources. State B doesn't have. It has nothing. Now, what you are telling me that you are not sharing, this is mine. And I'm telling you that in a family, in a nation, where we live as a nation, yours and mine are ours. The problem, as I told you, that is simply leadership, the quality of leadership.
Elon Musk is talking about constricting the journey from London to New York to 31 minutes. But unfortunately, the topical issue in Nigeria is restructuring. Restructuring my foot. To hell with restructuring. Let's improve on the quality of governance. Let's work for the people. Let's invest in education. Let's create jobs. All this madness will evaporate. I raise my case.
So many Nigerians believe and are of the opinion that only a restructuring is the way out of this current mess Nigeria has found herself. So many people believe that and have shared that opinion in different ways, that unless we restructure Nigeria as a country, no way forward, that the current system has failed and will continue to fail. While others believe that separation is the best way to go. Now, among those that believe in restructuring, as a Nobel laureate, Professor Wole Soyinka, he used to, I don't know if he still do now, because remember his tribesman is the president. Because the man is over the time proving to be very tribalistic, which is really not good for someone of his reputation and pedigree. Now, on 7th of March 2021, Wole Soyinka said, and I quote, he said, it is madness sign to think that Nigeria will work without restructuring. Let me repeat that. Wole Soyinka, as at 2021, believe that it is a sign of madness on anyone who think that Nigeria will work without being restructured. So we now coincide, we now unite with those people that believe that restructuring is the way. But now let me ask you, Prof, when was the last time you told your tribesman this? Your countryman is the president now. Have you told him this? Because you made this comment in 2021 when Buhari was still the president. I think that was in his second term. So you were saying restructuring. Now that your tribesman is the president, have you told him to restructure the country? Or don't you think, or you think Nigeria no longer needs restructuring? Now let me take us back. The number 2 man of the country, Kashim Shettima, the vice president, on November 30th, 2017, he said a word publicly. Then he was still governor of Borno State. He was a critic of those in support of restructuring. He said, and I quote, he said, to hell with restructuring. That Nigeria doesn't need restructuring. That what Nigeria needs is good leadership. Okay, what if we are to agree with him as well? Nigeria have not been restructured, and the leadership, he said Nigeria need a good one. He is the second person in command in this country now. Are they offering that good leadership? The answer is no. Now you would not support restructuring. You would not provide good leadership. Those that want to succeed, those that want to go, you are after them. What do you guys really want? This current Nigeria that is being trapped, you people are enjoying it and want it to remain this way. No, now you are too few to be tormenting the vast majority. Yeah, we accept the fact that the vast majority have been so dumb and docile in their way of thinking. The level of gullibility among the Nigerian populace is at your own advantage. But even at that, now not get conscience. Can't you guys just use your mind to say, we've dealt with these people enough, let's at least give them a working country? You people don't even believe in Nigeria at such that you've laid your treasury, you've had a better life outside this country. Most of you have better life and your families are out there. Then you program Nigeria to be a time bomb waiting to explode. And when it finally happens, you will all flee. What about people like us who are not get where to go? I feel sorry for us. I rest my case.